This is a Mercy broadcast. Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Podcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on air. It is a Friday night, and we have it's 184, by the way.
It is. That's 184 shows.
The second
live on Ocelli.com.
Live on Ocelli.com.
Every Friday night.
Sidekick.
Every Friday night.
Every Friday night. This is what's happening.
It is.
We have all these people talking, and we have a conversation to have a talk. I believe now we have the star here, a special guest, talking about this tea project.
Yeah, we got.
So we have the owner of here that's makes his tea. Okay, it's your name and you're on air.
This is Chris McKann. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Great to have you.
Hello.
Nice to have you. Yeah, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Thank you for coming on as a guest today, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Why don't you just say quickly who you are and what you do, Chris?
Yeah. I just said that in the beginning.
Okay. Yeah. My name is Chris McKann, and I own a tea shop that my wife and I started about 14 years ago in Houston, Texas. It's called The Path of Tea, and we have a website, thepathofttea.com. And so we've been doing tea. It's all organic tea, what we call holy tea. And I understand the two people here, the uncle is drinking some tea from our tea shop. A good friend who drops into the tea shop sent them some tea and said he wanted to just get them to explore the tea and just kind of get into it. So, so here tonight just talking. I never have talked with you gentlemen before, but I've been enjoying it. So thank you.
All right. Okay.
So right now, Aaron is preparing some tea actually for Uncle and Aaron both to try.
Yes,
and,
I actually just got the hot water, so I have the hot water here. I want to ask you this, Chris. Is it correct kind of to do a whole thing where we maybe smell the tea before we put any hot water on it? Is that the right thing to do?
Well, don't worry about being the right thing. I've discovered, we're Americans. We haven't been around tea for 3,000 years like the Chinese. And so we always tell people in the tea shop, whatever you want to do, don't worry about doing something right or wrong. A lot of times people say, well, what's the best tea to drink or what tea should I be drinking? We say it's all about your taste. So it's just an exploration. That's really what tea should be. So as far as doing the right thing, some people love to smell the tea leaves before they put it, into hot water, just to get a sense of the smell of it. And it's just a matter, if you'd like to do it, there's nothing right or wrong about it. It's just you may really enjoy that. Then after you put it into the hot water, you might want to smell it or taste it. Just eat a little bit of the tea leaf after you brewed it, get a sense of the flavor. Different cultures will do different things like that. But it's really all about what do you something you might enjoy doing. So the idea is like it's something you enjoy doing, you get into it, you do something, a particular way of messing with the tea leaves, but there's nothing right or wrong about it. Just enjoy it.
Well, I'm enjoying opening these.
Which one is that one?
We've got a couple of them. I'm having a great time smelling them, let me tell you. I love to smell things myself, so I'm taking advantage of the opportunity. And Uncle, you got to smell the...
Which one are we eating? What are we drinking here? This you open two bags at the same time.
Uncle will be enjoying the Organic Moonlight Jasmine. And Uncle, why don't you give that another smell and tell the listeners what you smell there when you do. I am drinking Relaxation Blend.
Well, what?
But the Organic Relaxation Blend.
Oh, you got different tea then.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd suggest that one for you, Aaron. I mean, you're so mellow normally. I don't want to I don't want you to fall asleep.
I was thinking you were just going to do the one side tea a week. Why are we putting two tea?
It was a tough day, so this is appropriate.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough.
Are we doing two tests on this same teas?
So
this is not the same teas.
You're drinking the jasmine. I'm drinking the relaxation.
This gets confusing.
Is that going to be okay, Uncle?
I don't know. We're going to be confused. I won't know how to test that one if I'm not tested that one. We got one at a time.
Okay. With that in mind, I'm going to give Uncle the relaxation because he might need it more than I do.
I think I will because change it over.
See?
Change it over.
So we will both be drinking the relaxation blend tea. Chris, do you have anything to say about that particular tea?
Well, before Chris says anything about it, one thing before Chris says anything about it, Creative Accidents highly recommended that one. And
which one?
The relaxation one.
The one that we're going to test.
Yes.
I want to test this one. I mean, we don't open a couple bags until we test one at a time.
Okay. Well,
I gotta get sidekick on the sidekick here, on the right track.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we told that story here on this show, Uncle. Creative Accidents, our beloved listener, bought us these teas from Chris's shop and mailed them.
Yeah. I appreciate this tea there, Mr.
Creative Accidents.
Creative Accidents. Mm-hmm. Thank you for those teas.
Thank you. Yeah,
thank you.
That's really nice.
A big thanks.
But this is how we're testing these teas. We take the same tea. I was going to say
we fixed that problem.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah. So thank you once again, Creative Accidents. That was all. It's just getting mail is cool, but something like this is amazing.
Oh yeah, and just for the record, even though I wanted a completely different tea from what you guys were getting, he wanted to make sure that I also tried that same tea. So I have that as well, along with the vanilla one, which I described on the Age of Transitions. That I just finished my cup of, by the way.
You didn't have a test though. Oh, you didn't have a test on yours, huh?
No, I talked about it during Aaron's little time there, and I figured I'd let you guys do this one during yours. But so I'm also
test drink.
Oh yeah. No, hey, look,
I'm just letting you know I'm test drink.
Yeah, I did a separate one. That's all. Yeah. That's all. Okay, so you guys have settled on the relaxed tea now, right?
Yeah. We're going with that one. Yeah,
we're going with that one.
Chris, what say you about this particular tea?
I need to relax.
That is a tea that my wife blended like 14 years ago. And we used to have these medical students and other students come to the tea shop, and they're drinking tea. And we were getting the question all the time, what is the best tea to drink if you want to study? Okay. And so my wife, she did a lot of research, figured it all out. So she came up with this tea. So the tea is really designed to relax you on neurological level, but it's also designed to clear your head so you can focus nicely. And so, and she knew from studying the research on what's the best kind of condition to be in if you're trying to study or take tests. You want to be nice and calm and relaxed, but a real clear head. And so and she came up with the particular tea leaves. This is not from the true tea plants. There's no caffeine. They're really herbal. And so the peppermint, you taste the peppermint in there, right?
I smelled it.
The peppermint the peppermint is very good for clearing your head. And there's also a wild Tibetan lavender from Tibet that's in there, which has a very nice relaxing quality to it. And there's also rose petal, and the rose petal also puts you in a kind of a different little place. So she found those three together, the way they work together, work very, very well to get that effect. And so we have told them, we started selling it to all kinds of people, saying, just try this for relaxing. You won't fall asleep. It's not designed to do that. But it kind of relax you and clear your head so you can study, work, whatever. And then we have other teas that will put you to sleep. So the peppermint will be the dominant taste in there. But you also definitely you'll be tasting that lavender and also the rose petal in there.
Yeah.
And then more recently, we started putting lemon balm in it. Because lemon balm there's a lot of medicinal, effects of lemon balm, but also it does have a nice calming effect. So,
see that
the four ingredients that are in there.
That's an interesting concept. This blend, because a lot of people don't know this. Roses, people think of them as a pretty flower, but various parts of the plant actually have different medicinal uses. Peppermint, in and of itself, although it's thought of as a candy flavoring, has a medicinal purpose as well. It's commonly people will use peppermint, say, to settle their stomachs. Believe it or not. and rose tea or rose petal tea or rose hip tea even are things, again, not necessarily exactly tea if you're talking to somebody in Asia, but again, one of those things that hot water can be used to create. And like we were talking about with the mushrooms and the pine needles and everything else in the first hour. So it's really interesting that you have this blend here. And I'm curious to hear what the feedback is going to be. And meanwhile, the phone lines are open, guys, at 319-527-5016, 319-527-5016. And also you can get a hold of me on Skype. People know how to do that. But there might be a special guest toward the tail end of this show as well. So anyway, go ahead.
Oh,
nice.
Okay.
All right, our tea is steeping. It's about there, I want to say. I see the color starting to come through on the liquid. Uncle has a nice white cup, so it's easy to see.
I see it much better. My cup, too.
Creative Accents also got you a nice monkey tea basket thing.
I mean, use that a lot.
Yes, that's pretty cool.
Just figure out how to use it.
Yeah.
I have this other one that I use with a ball. I used today.
Oh, yeah, those are
this morning. I usually drink this teas in the morning. So when I get up in the morning, I'm usually right to the teas. I know the and the ladies, they always go for the coffee, of course. But I drink my tea in the mornings most of the time. So that just eliminate the problem of getting coffee for me. Decaf is for me because I get too wild. But this one, I think
it's a totally different feel than coffee, for sure. When you drink a tea, one with a caffeine in it, it's totally different.
I had one this morning that we found. We were cleaning the closet where all the food is. Right, we got it all cleaned out, and I found out I saw a couple more teas in there. By the way, Sidekick, that you had old. So use them up.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know, use all those old ones up.
Okay.
I know this is a new one though, but as I say.
So I'm taking this out. So here you go, Uncle. I'll pass the tea over to you.
Try this tea.
It's hot, obviously.
Of course.
So here you go.
It would be hot.
I'm going to set it right here.
Wait a minute.
So Uncle has his. I did notice the rose petals in this blend here, Chris. Aesthetically, that's what popped out to me. I was like, what is that going on there? It's the rose petal.
Yeah, it has nice color.
I can see how he can...
the color ray of a tea.
Wow, that looks nice. Different size of the tea. This isn't...
What do you say, Uncle? You smelling it?
Now I can smell it. I mean, when
it
it's
good?
made, I can smell it more than I can smell it with...
Okay.
I'm hoping it clears my nose. That's what I need.
It does have a very good smell.
I need to clear my nose on it because this clears my nose up.
Does tea have any? Does it do that? Does tea clean the nose, Chris?
Does it clean the nose up?
Known to do that.
I don't know if you ever used peppermint essential oil, but if you want to open up your sinuses,
that's what I want.
Beautifully. It really pops open. So, we find this tea, a lot of people just find it just helps open up their sinuses, that type of thing. And I learned, I have a young lady who's an acupuncturist now who works at the tea shop. She loves being at the tea shop. And so she's studying Chinese herbology, all kinds of stuff. And she was teaching me, she said, peppermint is very good to help cool the body down. So like in the Chinese understanding of heating the body, warming the body or cooling the body, the peppermint works very nicely. Of course, living in Houston, Texas, with a lot of heat, that a lot of people find that very refreshing, So it just literally helps to cool the body down. So there's lots of aspects to it.
I've heard that concept of cooling and heating the body. Yeah, I actually went to... Were you with me, Uncle? You were with me when we went to the acupuncturist here down on Magnolia.
Yes, I went because I remember you had to get something done.
Yeah.
Me and you both went.
We went there.
I went there.
And he was telling us about the heating and the cooling of the body. You remember that?
I do remember that, yeah.
That's how I recall that.
That was it because he had some kind of a problem with something with him. Heat rash or something, back something, and then he had to go to this place to check the doctor?
I had a bad itch. I think
that was
a really bad eczema. I was just wanting to see if he had any thing you could do about it. But and then he went on and on. He was telling us all about like how like the how he practiced medicine and all that. And I remember him saying about the heat and the cold of the body. So.
Yeah, that was my old doctor office.
That's right.
I was up there.
Yeah, I was in the same office building. That's right. Uh-huh.
I remember. Yeah.
Well, we're drinking the tea now, and this is very delicious.
Now. Yeah, very good.
The peppermint definitely is the feature flavor, which I love because I'm a fan of peppermint things. Just generally speaking.
You like the peppermint?
Oh yeah, I love peppermint stuff. Yeah.
Well,
but you're right. We have a number of people find that peppermint does help settle their stomach, and so it's interesting. I think everybody's body is a little different. I mean, and we find that different teas affect different people differently. Also,
tea over here.
So
what's that?
Because then we have some people that doesn't do that as well. If say ginger does, we have some people find, if I want to settle my stomach, I use ginger, and some will say, no, I use peppermint. So but ginger definitely is a heating element to the body, according to the Chinese. So it warms the body up, where peppermint cools it down. So if it's winter time in Houston, Texas, which is not that cold, and people are kind of a little chilly, say, well, do a ginger tea. That helps warm your body up. In the summertime, try a peppermint. It'll help cool it down.
I like this. I like this one a lot. And it's actually working out perfect with the hour that it is here, 8:01 p.m. right now. And there's no caffeine in this, so it's going to do exactly as it says, relax me, and I won't be up all night, too. So I'm excited about that.
Relaxation. You're right. It's doing it one thing at a time, one tea at a time. Yeah. When we test these from now on.
We'll just test this tonight, Uncle.
I mean, we can go through them future ones, but...
Oh, we will.
But I've always said to him, we open it up once we test them, and then you can drink them. I said that's my rule. But so we're tasting this one, so we can drink this one.
Okay.
So whenever next time we get him again, we can test another one.
We're no strangers to reviewing beverages here, Chris.
Beverage too.
That's what we like to do.
Okay.
And we do them between 1 and 10 on the judges on these things. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get there, I wonder if Chris could talk to us a little bit about how tea doesn't always include caffeine. And how, there are different levels that you end up with of caffeine in teas and stuff like that, and how that works, if you wouldn't mind, Chris.
Yeah, all the teas that come from the true tea bush, the Camellia sinensis bush, they'll have different amounts of caffeine. And so a lot of people don't realize it, but caffeine is in a bush, and there's not many bushes on the face of the planet that have caffeine, but it's there because it's an insect repellent. And so depending on what you're doing with that leaf, how you're processing it, when they do a white tea, they like to use the first little leaves that come out, even the first little bud that comes out on the bush. And so what happens, there's not very much caffeine that has formed in that leaf yet. Okay? So if you want to do a tea, if you want to process a tea that has not that much caffeine in it, then you use those first little buds that come out. And then if you want to have a strong caffeinated tea, or the stronger one that you can get, you use a much more mature leaf, because as the leaf is maturing on the bush, it's building up more and more caffeine in it. And so the way that works, the whites have the least amount of processing. They're also they like to use the special leaves that come out. So the white teas will have the least amount of caffeine. And then the green teas, just generally speaking, tend to be the next category up, having more caffeine, because they don't like to use a real strong mature leaf typically. They use a tea leaf that has a little more maturity to it, but it's kind of like a step up from a white tea. And then if you move to an oolong, they'll use a more mature leaf, so it just steps up with a little more caffeine. And finally you end up with the black tea, which will have the most caffeine. And it's going to be the more mature leaf, So that's how that works. So some people, they say, listen, I'm very sensitive to caffeine, so I like to start out with maybe a black tea in the morning, and I like to end up with a white tea in the evening, so I won't have so much caffeine, rushing to my body, Yeah. So, but it's kind of nice to know the different levels of caffeine in the teas. And then if you go to an herbal tea, which is not from the true tea bush, just say, you name it. There's so many different herbs and spices that people have used to make tea. They typically don't have any caffeine.
Mm. So
one exception I'm aware of course, coffee has caffeine, but the one exception I know of in Texas, they're actually evolving a Texas tea. And there's a bush that grows all over the coast. It's called a yopon. Have a little evergreen, little green leaf.
Yopon.
And it actually has caffeine in it. It's kind of a rare thing. And like in the last less than 10 years, we have different growers, people who want to start creating this Texas tea. So they're growing yopon, and they're trying to go for an organic stance, so it takes a little while to get that all together. But they're actually producing a herbal tea because it's not from the true tea plant, but it actually has caffeine. So this is going to be this caffeinated Texas tea. And it's usually referred to as a yopon tea because it's from the yopon bush. Just to throw a little something in there. So who knows, sometime in the future, if you want some nice caffeine, you may want to try this yopon tea from Texas.
Interesting. Now,
it's just a new up-and-coming little endeavor.
Reminds me of the Beverly Hillbillies, Uncle. Texas tea.
That's what I was thinking.
Were you thinking what I was thinking?
I was just thinking, but yeah. Guys having Texas tea and grandma putting up the tea and makes them think having this tea drinking over here. Well, have a cup of tea. And they say, well,
I feel like we're the Beverly Hillbillies, Uncle.
I'm stunned like that.
We're out here in California.
Actually, that's where they're from.
Yeah, moved out to California.
They moved out to California and popped on a bunch of oil and pumped the oil out. Mm-hmm. And there it is. We're going to Hunter's, California. And they go with the car.
It's pretty much how we did it, how we made it out here, too, because we're not originally from here either. It's very similar.
Where'd you hail from originally?
Where'd
you come from originally?
Yeah. Where are you from, Uncle?
Originally come from.
Yeah. Where were you born?
Oh, New York originally. Mm-hmm. Originally in New York, but I've been traveling ever since my parents have been around.
Bouncing around a lot, yeah.
All over the place.
You lived in Puerto Rico for a while.
In Puerto Rico for 5 years, and then went to wasn't Miami,
Florida. You're in Florida for a while.
For 20 years, and then we decided to went up in Jacksonville for a couple of months, couple of years, until she got lonely. She wanted to see what the
He's talking about his sister, who also lives here in the same house as we do, as Uncle does. Yeah. Me and my wife, who moved out here from Ohio previously. And, we all live out here in Riverside, California now.
And said, well, we're going to move up from Florida to California. So what I did, I moved.
What year did you get out here, Uncle? What year did you, when we were living in Orange, what year was that?
That's a good question.
I'm trying to think. That would have been 2014, I believe.
I believe you're right.
I think that,
2014 is when I moved from Florida to here, to Orange. Where were we first? We weren't on.
We've been everywhere.
They first came from Long Beach. Yeah. They were down in Long Beach, so we had a one apartment. We were in there until my sister came down with her friend Kitty, and she drove down with the dogs and all. Mm-hmm. And I went ahead on the plane to get ahead of them. So, and that's
the rest is history. Now we're doing this show,
and now we got to there.
Right.
Crazy how that works.
Now we're here. Because the house was so small that we had to get a bigger house, and that's why we're.
I'm enjoying this tea. What do you think of the flavor of this?
Yeah,
one,
this
Uncle?
tea. I'm about finished it.
Are you nearly done?
Nearly done.
Really?
I'm into tea.
I see that. Yeah.
I can drink this tea. We better do a number on this.
You did one.
I did.
Yeah. No. It's good. It is excellent. You do have a smaller cup than me, Uncle. My cup is a little larger. Yeah, wow. This is. I do feel relaxed. Do you feel the relaxation, Uncle?
When I started, when I started, I was wild up.
Yeah.
Till I had this cup of tea just now. It calmed me down.
I see that.
I mean, constantly calm down. I mean, you're right about your teas. I guess.
Chris, yeah.
I mean, you're right about these things. I didn't really think your teas would do this stuff.
Oh, no.
But now we know what the Englishmen love. They love their teas.
We know it, yeah.
They do not like coffee.
They do.
They want. You ever seen that one picture when the guys gone in and they said, "Hey, have a cup of tea." Why don't want to have a cup of tea now? We're doing all this, and it was a show though. I was just saying, but they sure did like their teas.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, then. What are we putting in the storm?
I know that Creative Accidents wanted us to explain to Chris about our other reviews, so he knows what's going on here. Why don't you just explain how we review things, Uncle?
What we review 1 to 10 on these drinks. And we try to take the best one's 10, of course, and it goes down from there.
Mm-hmm.
But because these are what I'd have. I do this everything on drinking. I'm starting to do it on teas now. I'm going to do it on beers now. I'm doing on
what else have we reviewed?
Liquor.
Mm-hmm. We've done a lot of beers from the dollar store.
And the dollar store beers.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to get to now new to do these teas now.
Yeah.
If anybody or we ain't and get any new ones, Liz, we get them first, then you can drink them.
Mm-hmm.
He's going crazy, Jim. I can see sidekicks here going crazy. He's opening 2 packages. I said, wait.
Do you have a
package at a time? Remember that.
Do you get a lot of people at the Path of Tea shop, Chris, that sit there and do 1 to 10 reviews of the tea when they sit down and drink a new tea?
Well, a term that comes up a lot is, well, this is not my cup of tea, or this really is my cup of tea.
Yeah.
You know, and people will be talking with each other and they'll be comparing notes, but they don't typically do a 1 to 10, kind of rating. They really don't, or kind of rarely. They usually talk about the quality of it, what they like about it. So they'll be talking to each other, say maybe they're drinking Japanese green tea like Essentia. And one will say, I really love that real vegetative taste to it. And I like this. And they'll be describing it. And they'll be just talking to each other, describing what they like or maybe what they don't like so much about a particular tea.
Well, that's another.
And so,
yeah.
But it tends to be that kind of description going on.
Nice. So this is something new for you.
My number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wait, no, wait.
And we always tell people, listen, if you don't like a tea, that's perfectly fine. It's everybody has their cup of tea.
Yeah, it's a well-known phrase. We've all heard that one. Uncle, you are sweating. Are you okay?
No, it's fun. It's with the tea.
It's from the guzzling of this hot beverage.
It's hot beverage. Very good. Man, I'm already.
It's like a sauna.
Only talking. I'm ready to go again in a couple of hours. I'm going. No, what are you doing? Okay, now let's. Oh, wait a minute.
It's relaxed Uncle's pores, and there's sweat coming out, so that's good.
Close the door.
There you go.
Yeah, no, this is very good though. I really enjoy this.
Yeah. Who's the door?
Well, the creative individual, if you know him, you'll know that he loves his tea. Well, if you know him, you'll realize why he likes that tea so much.
Yeah.
He likes to relax.
That's it. This is the one that I'd really like.
It's definitely relaxing me. I love the peppermint. As I said, I do love all things peppermint. So this is my cup of tea.
This is your
enjoying it.
Right.
Like the fact that it's great for this time of night, I think, too. And I want you, Chris, to actually talk about the other 2 teas that Creative Accidents sent us here. He sent the monks.
You tried the jasmine?
Yeah, we got the jasmine. I was thinking about doing the jasmine, but we're both going to drink the relaxation tea tonight and keep it at that. But we also have which one is it? It's the organic moonlight jasmine.
Well, we can test them.
Moonlight
say
jasmine.
another. We can test them like another time.
Yeah.
If you would.
What do you like, jasmine?
The jasmine would be going down of a taste, but this relaxation tea goes over me. I just
Jasmine. We typically drink Jasmine here in the house all the time.
that Jasmine.
It's that big tin that I have from the store.
One, right? Oh yeah. I like.
So it's a standby
I drink
for us.
That one. I drink that one a lot. What he's mentioned.
So I'm excited to see how this Jasmine is too.
The Jasmine, different types of Jasmines.
How you like it?
No.
Is there anything that you would say about it, Chris?
Yeah, the jasmine is a classic Chinese flavor they would use in a tea. So that's what we call a flavored green tea. It's a green tea, and it has the jasmine flower that's been processed with it.
Yeah.
And so you get that wonderful jasmine taste. And the Moonlight Jasmine or Jasmine Dragon Pearl, they're probably two of our most popular teas in the tea shop. There's so many people love that taste and flavor,
Yeah.
And so, it's just a real popular taste. If you're in China, for instance, you don't have all these flavored teas. They have a few classic flavorings they like to use, but they like to just taste the tea itself for the most part. Mm-hmm. And when you come to the United States, they think we're crazy. We could put, we put all kinds of weird things in the tea. We have flavor of all kinds of stuff. But then that's the United States. We Americans put flavor in everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we first opened the tea shop, most of the teas we were selling were these flavored kinds of teas, blueberry this, blueberry that, or whatever it was. And we noticed over time as people kind of get into drinking the tea and exploring, after a while they drink less and less of the flavored teas. And they start moving all by themselves. They kind of move into what we call just a straight tea. Tea just has the flavor of the tea,
Yeah.
But there are a couple exceptions. The jasmine is just a classic one that way. I think that's why the Chinese have been drinking it for so long.
Yeah.
Another one they love is chrysanthemum. They love that one. This is a very nice tea. Again, it's a flower, chrysanthemum flower, that they'll flavor their teas with.
Yeah,
but they don't have many different kinds of flavors.
The taste of the jasmine tea always reminds me of the smell of orange blossoms, because we got all these orange trees around us, and when it blossoms, there's this intense smell. It smells the way jasmine tea tastes to me.
I just
we don't have many orange trees here, but I've always understood that orange blossom and blooms is just really
blossom.
Oh yeah,
tea,
wonderful.
Blossom tea. I can imagine how that tastes, because it's like an orange, like he said.
Yeah,
it's like an orange. So I don't know what that tastes more like.
Yeah, the smell really reminds me of the taste of jasmine tea. Yeah, so I like that, and that's such a great smell here. And the other one that we got sent was Monk's Sacred Blend. How about that one, Chris?
Yeah. Well, you're familiar with the Earl Grey, right?
Oh, yeah.
The Earl Grey black tea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that was probably one of the first, as far as Europeans, whatever flavoring tea, it was probably one of the first of the famous flavored black teas. And so with that, the history is kind of interesting. The Earl of Grey was an English lord like 2 or 3 centuries ago, and he just loved Chinese black tea. So he had this merchant in China sending him this black tea from China. And for some reason, on one of these packages, this merchant was sending to the Earl of Grey. And people say, well, maybe he slipped and fell, dropped a lot of bergamot oil all over the tea leaf, or maybe he did it on purpose. There's different stories about that. But for whatever reason, this tea arrived to Earl Grey, and he had no idea it was going to have some kind of flavoring on it. But he absolutely fell in love with it. And so he popularized it so much, it carries his name today. Mm-hmm. And so that's probably one of the first really famous flavored teas in the West anyway. And so the Monk's Sacred Blend is a black tea. It's a black tea base to it. But rather than Earl Grey having bergamot oil on it, it's really more like a grenadine oil that's been infused on it. There's also a little bit of vanilla in there. There's some different kinds of flower petals from different kinds of flowers. So it's got this particular taste, which you really have to just experience. It's best just to taste and see what you think.
Nice.
But
nice.
So it is a very, very nice flavored black tea. We find a lot of people in the tea shop really like it a lot.
I'm looking forward to that. In the chat room, Creative Accents saying that Uncle's yawning so much because he's so relaxed from the tea.
I am.
Yeah, they hear you, Uncle.
I really am. That tea that he just poured, had me relaxed. You know how I get so wound up, right?
I've noticed that before.
But you see how low I'm gotten since then drinking this tea. The tea. I never thought a tea would relax anybody.
You sweat the stress right out.
Get off the stress, and then just having them to talk.
Now, Chris, I heard you suggest that maybe you munch on the tea leaves a bit. Should we be doing that? Because I have some here. Should we maybe take a taste of them?
If you'd like just to taste it, just to get it gives you, you take a dry leaf and you can just put in your mouth. You don't have to swallow or eat it, but just get it that flavor and that taste of that, just the leaf by itself.
Okay, so you recommend the dry leaf, not
the dry leaf.
The dry leaf is best.
You can do the dry leaf. It's nice because you can I feel like you can get a stronger sense of what that tea is going to taste like, but it's quite intense. Relatively intense, and so, but a lot of people like to do that. They'll smell it. They like to smell it first and get a sense of what it smells like, because a lot of our taste is smell. And then some people will take it, not a lot of people, but some people like to take it and just take a little bit and kind of chew on it a little bit and get that flavor, and maybe chew on it just a little while so the saliva starts to mix with it, and you get this nice, strong flavor, just to get a sense of that tea. And I know there's some people that's the first thing they'll do. They'll smell it. They'll put a little bit in their mouth. They'll taste it just to compare it to other teas they know of, just as a comparison. And then some people like to kind of take the leaves that's just been brewed, and they'll take that and they'll taste that also.
I didn't realize you could do that.
In fact, I was curious about, the tea plant, tea leaf is very, very healthy for you. And the thing about when you brew a tea, of course, you're putting these leaves in hot water. So the only thing you're really getting out, which is actually quite a bit, is water soluble. But you're not getting any water insoluble element out. Okay? And so matcha is the one exception where they take the whole tea leaf, the green tea leaf, and they powder the whole thing. So you're actually getting everything, water soluble and water insoluble. And so it turns out that matcha, the research is kind of showing, oh my God, there's additional health benefit in the matcha versus just a normal green tea. And it has to do with the fact you're actually getting the whole leaf. So I was aware of that. So I always thought, man, I wonder if you can eat any of these leaves, And most of it doesn't work out real well. It doesn't, taste great. But I found there's the senchas, the Japanese senchas. I find it's almost like with the brewed tea leaf, it's almost like a cross between a cooked kale and a cooked spinach. It actually tastes quite good. And of course, I know I'm getting all this health benefit that normally I would not be getting if I was just brewing a tea. So sometimes I'll just, use it like a garnish, whatever I'm eating. That kind of thing. The idea is you can play around with it. But then the health aspect, there's a lot going on in that tea leaf, So that's why the matcha has it's caught attention worldwide, kind of in the last 10 years or less. A lot of people are getting into matcha. Because they're aware of the fact, this is a really healthy green tea. But it's just something to kind of know about that.
Nice.
So if you want to kind of munch on the tea leaves, feel free.
Yeah, we just did. Uncle, what do you think of that experience?
That's pretty interesting. I never did it, of course, because I'm used to making them with tea, but that's not so bad.
It was nice to add to the drink experience by chewing on the leaf a bit there, don't you think?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I think we're nearly at the point of the show where we do the 1 to 10 review.
Let's do the 1 to 10 report. Review.
Yeah.
On this, since we had on talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Okay, I am going to rate. We of course are relating the Path of Tea's Organic Relaxation Blend tea, which we got sent from the shop in Houston. The Path of Tea, and loose leaf tea. I think it's great. I really like this because I love loose leaf teas, and this one is just unique. I didn't know what to expect from it. I mean, I heard the name Relaxation Blend. I didn't know what it would be, and as soon as I opened the bag, I'm like, oh man, what an interesting smell. I didn't think it'd be peppermint and all that. And I just really enjoy it, and I'm going to give it a 9. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
You're giving it a 9?
I'm giving it a 9, yeah. Oh. It is good.
Okay. Let's be
It is a good one.
He's not a tea guy.
Oh, I'm not?
Yeah, I'm going to 10.
Uncle's taking it to 10.
10 to the top.
It's a 10 from Uncle.
10 for me on that one.
All right.
This one. Because this one, has more to relax a person to have to know. And like you're saying, a relaxed tea, to me, it does something. I mean, and I sort of like this kind of tea.
Oh, yeah. It's good.
Now I know which one to go into.
I really enjoy it.
When I'm nervous or something.
Yeah. If we ever kind of get on edge, Uncle, we'll have to have this on hand just so that we can relax and we sit down and kind of take a breather and have a relaxation tea.
Around here, especially with these women in here, they start yapping. They get so violent. I mean, all right, let's get a tea. Enjoy the tea. Calm yourself down. I actually have to calm myself down.
Oh, yeah.
When they get into it.
Well, we all do, Uncle. That's just the daily. That's daily life for everybody. The stresses of daily life. Any thoughts on that, Chris? Just kind of like the stresses of daily life, and just the day in, day out, and taking a break, and maybe tea time as part of that.
Yeah, the rest. It's very well known in Asia. They'll take a tea break and they just calm down, relax. And one of the things that happens, particularly with the green tea, is it actually gets your brain wave to start shifting to an alpha state, versus being that more, where your kind of mind is jumping all over the place. It just puts your brain to a more relaxed state. And it's physically actually doing that for you, So, the different teas definitely have effects on people. And then it's always interesting to note because different people have different reactions or degrees of reaction. So it's interesting. People all have different kinds it does different things in their bodies. I guess it's because their bodies are not identical. They're all different in different ways. So I find a lot of people, it's just, if you look at Chinese culture, Japanese culture, like the Japanese tea ceremony, that was all about, it was actually developed or came into being at the time of the samurai. And the samurai, that was a really stressful time to be alive, especially if you're a peasant. Life was very cheap. It was a violent time, and so life is very stressful. And that's when this tea ceremony started evolving. They typically used a green tea because it just helped put people into a more relaxed state where they kind of got along with their fellow human being a little better. And so it was interesting, the Japanese tea ceremony, you would have it would be open to anybody. And when you came into that little tea hut, that little room, you had to put all your swords aside. You couldn't bring any weapons in. And you go inside, and whether it was a lord there or a peasant, everyone was equal. And that's the way they evolved that tea ceremony. So it was just they're serving people, and okay, we're all here together. Basically, we're all equal, and there's just this level of respect, So it was just very interesting. So, the tea helped a lot with that because it just helped calm them down.
Nice.
So it made It made the experience work better. Nice. But today, with all this stuff going on, this event worldwide, I mean, here in Houston, right now we just went into lockdown again.
Another one?
In Houston, which means people, the infection rate was just skyrocketing. Anyway, so they were trying to open the state up, open the city up to more commerce, where people could get out of their houses. And some people were just not kind of paying attention. They kind of thought, okay, it's all over. We can just go back and do things like normal. And so I was expecting this to happen, so we have another wave happening. And so people are just stressed out, very stressed out, more than normal. So we're in stressful times right now.
Absolutely.
A lot of people worrying about what's going to happen. People are like, how long is this thing going to go on? I'm tired of being in the house. I'm tired of staring at my spouse all day long in the house. So people are having a difficult time. So, we doing curbside. So we sell our tea. People take it back and they're brewing tea just to find, to kind of help them relax and just kind of smooth out. But tea has been used that way for a long, long time.
Nice.
So it does work.
Nice. All right. Now, Uncle, do you have any other questions for Chris? I think we'll let him get going here. Well, he's been here for a while, but do you have any other questions you want to ask him?
I've learned a lot from him.
We've learned a lot. We have. We really have, Chris. You know a lot.
Took the words right out of my mouth because, like I said, I'm so used to talking to the guests all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But a very good, they're very good teas you guys make.
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
For that because I'm
curious how you like the other one.
Yeah. Well, like I said though, we'll review them.
We will.
We reviewed next two.
Okay.
I mean, I just like to do it one at a time, but we know the taste of them.
Yeah.
That's why I like to do them because, like, let's say maybe next week or the week after, whenever you get a chance
We'll let the listeners know what we think of it.
And think of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, Chris, do you have any shout-outs you want to give to anybody now that you're on our show here? You want to say anything to anybody since you're on here?
Can I name a name?
Yeah.
I want to thank the person who sent you the teas.
Ooh.
And Ilya. And
yeah.
I always enjoy him immensely at the tea shop. So I know he really thinks the world of both of you. So he said, these are great guys. You're going to have a great time. So, so I want to thank him.
Absolutely. He is the one that made this happen.
He made it happen and made this testing.
Mm-hmm.
I might doing this test on these things because I do these tests for public reasons to know before anybody does anything.
Oh, yeah.
No, that means you only can drink that tea right now.
Okay, got it. I won't. I haven't. I barely even smelled them. I might have smelled it.
Yeah, well.
Just a little.
So a
quick smell, Uncle. I can't help myself.
I know that. Now we know he doesn't. Now we know he likes tea now.
Chris, before you get going, why don't you let people know about thepathoфtea.com?
Yeah.
I know we have people listening all over the place, so maybe people want to get some tea from your shop online. Just let them know about the shop.
Yeah, if they go on the pathoфtea.com, our website, there's a lot of information about the shop. There's a lot of information about the different teas we carry, and it also has an online ordering ability, so they can order tea. But also feel free to call the tea shop if you have questions, because a lot of you do have questions, and feel free to call the tea shop and you can ask any question you want about the different teas. If you want a little advice about maybe what tea might work for whatever you're kind of interested in. We've always had a lot of people call and say, I've got this situation or that situation. Is the tea you might kind of recommend, so we do all that. So, so go on the website. There's a lot of information on the website, but then feel free to call the tea shop. We're located in Houston, Texas, so if you're in Houston, Texas, or if you are in Houston, Texas, drop in, and all that information is there on the website too.
Good.
So thank you very much. I really appreciate being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with Chris. Hanging out with us. It was a great time. So take care. Maybe we'll have you on again sometime. So thank you for being here.
I'm on again.
Yeah. And who knows? He may send you some more teas. Who knows?
Oh, boy. Yeah.
We check the mailbox.
That's an exciting prospect. Yeah.
Check the mailbox.
That's his mailbox.
Will do. All right, Chris. Take care now. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
There he goes. Chris, the proprietor of the Path of Tea.
The owner of this tea place. Mm-hmm. The owner of the tea place.
Yeah. Thepathoфtea.com.
I didn't realize we were going to have it. Well, no.
That was a fun show, huh, Uncle?
Yeah.
And we're not even done yet. We still have a half an hour left. I figured that Chris might want to get going, so I just let him go there.
Other things I was going to talk about.
Well, about 27 minutes you got left, and we might have somebody else on the line here, Uncle.
Oh, boy.
Do.
Hi, Uncle. Hi, Aaron.
Hey! Sunshine! Where have you been here, Sunshine? Now I'm getting reefed up after I had this tea.
There goes that relaxation.
Here it goes. Shut down.
Right out the window.
What have you been up to? Traveling?
Oh, my goodness. I have been traveling. I spent 35 days and traveled all the back roads of 21 states and put on 10,000 miles.
Wow.
You must come visit us. When you get a chance. I would love to.
We can set that up. We'll set up.
I would like to meet this lady.
What? So you're driving in your car that many miles?
Yeah,
I have a van that I was all self-contained in, so I never had to use a public restroom, which was awesome. And I just traveled all around the country and did all the back roads, so I wasn't in any major cities. I did make one stop in St. Louis, and there was nobody there. And so I got pictures of the arch with no people in it, which was incredible. But that's pretty much how it was all across the country. It was like I was in my own little alternate dimension or something, because it was perfect the entire trip. The weather was perfect. There was no people were on the roads. No people were anywhere. It was really lovely. And nature was really enjoying the fact that there was no people anywhere.
Did you see? Did you know about this virus going around?
I did know about this virus going around, but here's the thing. Nobody said that we couldn't get in our car and drive out into the country.
Well, we've gone a couple of weeks ago. We went to camping again. We went to a campground to see how the house is doing, and on our way back. But we had a camping day. It was a Father's Day, and he invited me to go with him. So we went one weekend up to the Optus tree, to that tree place where they bought the house.
Is that like in the Joshua tree?
Up by the Joshua tree, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, that's great.
And went up a little further, and we went to the back way to get to it. We finally found a way to go up the back way, and they didn't. And we had to first come, first serve them. So we were looking around to camp. Then that it was a Saturday night. Oh, yeah, Saturday night. We came back on a Sunday. There was a Father's Day.
So how was it? Were there lots of people there, or did you have the place to yourself?
There was a lot of people. It was in the beginning. It was okay. It was quiet. But then a night came. They started all coming in.
Oh.
Yeah, we were back and forth, and we did some walking. We did some climbing, and we went on some rocks. Walked around in the areas. Good though, but when we all got home, they were white to the poo. Yeah, so hot. It was warm. It was
yes, it was warm. I actually drove through that area a few days after Father's Day, and the wind was like howling through that area. It was just this major dust everywhere. And the traffic had really picked up again. Kind of like, the last week of my trip, I noticed that people were more out and about, and so it was kind of annoying to drive in the traffic, and when I'd had no traffic all across the country. And then I came up over the hill, and I was close to home, and all the dust was gone, and the weather was perfect. And I said, "Oh my goodness, this is why I live here."
Yeah. Now you've seen that the pictures. Have you seen my pictures yet?
I have seen your pictures on Instagram, and I love your pictures on Instagram. I love the cactus pictures that you put up there, and it just really reminds me, because I grew up in the desert, but I don't think I can live in the desert anymore. I had really bad allergies when I was a kid growing up in the desert, and I don't seem to have that problem here being closer to the coast. But I did notice when I was out in the desert, like up in Utah, I went to Arches. And that night, I don't know if I was under some kind of crazy tree that sparked all of that, but I just woke up in the middle of the night with a sneeze attack, and I felt like I was a kid all over again with those allergies.
Oh, well, I have sort of an allergy problem, but it's different kind of stuff. Now, one day I was cleaning my car, and I was sneezing. I didn't know what it was until I found out what it was. It was it was pollen. It was pollen. I'm allergic to pollen. I found out it was pollen I'm allergic to.
Yeah.
So and that all that time that was on my car, I didn't even know it was on the car. And then when I was cleaning it, I was sneezing away.
Totally makes sense. See, I love the smell of orange blossoms, but that gets to me from all those orange trees.
So
yeah, I really enjoyed the segment that you just did on the tea.
Oh,
it was very relaxing segment.
yeah, that's the one I like because that one know how I get wound up in the beginning. I take a test of that tea, and man, I was down to 0. Counting 1 to 10, I went down to 0 to relax myself.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
It reminded me of that I need to drink more tea again. I was drinking a lot of tea like a year ago, and I could really tell the difference in my state of being. And yeah, I think I'm going to have to start drinking more tea again.
Yeah. Well, I'm constantly drinking tea now. But we also, what was the other thing?
Well, I'm back.
Well, he's back now.
Sorry about that.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you, Sunshine, I think you'd really enjoy that guy's tea shop if you want to order some like whole leaf or real tea. I think you'd really enjoy it. A lot of natural stuff. I ended up with a different blend, which you probably didn't hear about in the first hour, but I ended up with some black tea with vanilla, but it's natural vanilla. And whole leaf tea, so that's kind of more my style. But this relaxed tea is pretty interesting to listen to these two guys try. It was kind of funny. Because at the beginning, Aaron's like, I'm going to drink the relaxed tea, and I'm going to give Uncle this other one. And I was like, what are you doing? You're already relaxed. And
wrong combo.
It's his first hour. I figured it was his first hour, so whatever he takes, it's his first hour.
Oh, yeah.
I get the second hour.
But he saved the tea for the Uncle show. He didn't test tea. I was already drinking my tea. I didn't know the guy was coming on tonight, so I just happened to be drinking it already. But the thing is, he didn't try his yet, and he was going to do the thing with you. So I just thought it was hilarious because I was like, please, man, you don't need to relax. Give Uncle the relaxed tea.
We all relaxed tonight. It was good.
It's more to relax the talk.
Everybody's
than
chill.
I think than just jumping up and going crazy here.
We don't need that. No.
By the way, Sunshine, how is your painting coming along?
Oh yeah.
Because I was out on the road, I didn't do any painting. It would have been the style painting that I do would have been difficult to do out on the road. Yeah. But I took a billion photographs, and it really woke up my shutterbug eye. I made my living in photography for like 35 years, and
oh wow.
And so it's been a while since I've really enjoyed photographing stuff, and so it really woke that up. And I've been putting up videos of my travels up on my YouTube channel, and so I have some video and I have some photographs, and I kind of blend them all together, and it's going to be a really great way. I've been able to share it with my family that way, and they're really enjoying that a lot. And so it's just a great way to preserve that memory. Nice. And share it with other people too. I really just want to encourage people to take a moment to be out in nature. It's just so important, and for all of our well-being, just as much as like calming down and drinking tea, sitting outside and listening to the birds sing and putting our feet in the grass and all that good stuff is just as important.
Oh yeah. We do it every day here. We love being in the yard. And did you want to share the YouTube channel with the listeners?
Oh sure, it's SunshineOn Sophia, and it's a big red heart. You can't miss it. So
nice.
Yeah,
we're gonna check that out. We are gonna watch those. Cool.
Yeah, and I've been out in my garden as well. When I got back, I created a rock garden because I really dig rocks a lot. I'm a rock hound, so so I've collected rocks from all over my travels and stuff like that, and I created a rock garden a couple years ago. And when I got back from my trip, it had all kind of overgrown. I don't know how all the rocks got moved around, but little critters, I don't know, but it was all looking really dead and needed to be revisited. So I cleared everything out, and I've been having fun out there recreating my rock garden.
Nice.
That one, she's going to like the house then.
Oh, yeah, desert. Yeah,
Desert
desert
house.
life.
You're
yeah.
going to like that because there's a lot of rocks to look
There's
at.
plenty of rocks out that way. Oh, yeah. We love our rocks, too. We can't get enough of them.
Right?
Big rocks, small rocks, all of them.
It should be fairly soon, what I'm hearing.
We'll be heading out that way
We'll
soon.
be down there.
We'll be out there.
They'll have it because we're pushing...
We went to the national park here in this month for my birthday. We went out there, and we went camping in the park, and man, that was good. That was fun.
Out in Joshua Tree?
Mm-hmm.
Up in that area, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I just told her.
Oh, you did? Oh, I missed that part.
Well, I forgot it was his birthday, and we did that.
Yeah.
I was on Father's Day on his birthday.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
So I went up to the Sequoias. Was kind of like my. I took a little test trip in the van up to the Sequoia National Forest, but it was still closed. But that was kind of a cool thing too. I couldn't actually go into the park, but I kind of found some back roads. You know, it's amazing when you like take a wrong turn and end up in the right place.
Sure.
That's kind of like what happens to me. And so, you know, I'm off the grid and just kind of tooling around into some back roads. And I found like this amazing place that you could hike down to this river and just was kind of out in the middle of nowhere and no people. And it was beautiful.
Nice.
There was only one thing that it doesn't have there.
You're talking about Sequoia now.
Well, we were.
Yeah, because we went to Sequoia recently. Yeah.
No water.
After it opened then?
Yeah, but we didn't have any water where we can go on the in a boat. Didn't have any water because it wasn't that time.
Because you came to Sequoia with us, right, Uncle? Or is that you weren't on the Sequoia trip, were you? Because we went to Sequoia a few months back. Yeah, you didn't go there. Up into the mountains with the giant trees. No, you weren't there.
Yeah. Well, I went to your friend's place.
And where was that?
Your work
friend's cabin, some cabin.
That he's talking about up by Big Bear. Bear. Up by Lake Arrowhead. Area.
I went up to that one.
That's right. That's a nice spot too. Yeah.
So one of the things that I tried for the very first time was kayaking.
That's what
on my trip, and it was lovely. It was so calming. Talk about like, I didn't feel like I was having to. I was on a saltwater marsh in South Carolina, and it was beautiful, and it was a sunset kayak thing, and it was just so calming and peaceful. So now I'm like, I think I'm addicted to kayaking. I kind of want to do it more.
Nice.
But not on a river, because if you kayak down the river, then you have to also kayak back up the river. And that would be too much work.
Yeah, it wouldn't be relaxing, as you're saying, either. It'd be more of about the challenge and like, I got to make sure I don't hit my head on a rock while I do this. You know, different kind of thing going on there, which that could be fun too, but it's totally different experience.
Not the
hitting your head on a rock could be fun, Aaron. What are you talking about here?
No, Chuck. It's all about not hitting your head on a rock. It's a challenge of not doing that you get the adrenaline rush from.
I was going to say, I could just go outside and bang my head on a sidewalk if I really need that kind of rush, you know. But hey, listen, guys, just a quick note here that you got really about 15 minutes left. I know it's been a long Uncle show this time, but I think well worth it because we got some time with Sunshine On. We got some time with Chris. We got a big education on tea. So got to tell you, it's been a good one. But just the warning that you got 15 minutes left.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you, Chuck.
Absolutely.
He's on the ball.
So it's all about kayaking then. That's cool. I've never done that.
Definitely would try. And then I did those little paddle boat things where you use your feet and you paddle.
Yes.
No, I will never do that again. That was way too much effort.
What was it, a single person one, or is it one of those like tandem ones where the one person to steer, like one person has to pedal more than the other? Mm-hmm. Was it one of those ones?
And it was a 2-seater, and it had this little steering thing in the middle, and I don't know, it wasn't enjoyable like the whole kayak experience was.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like it was definitely a little too. It was more difficult to navigate. It was more difficult to like pedal. It was just way too difficult.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever ridden one of those things either. I remember seeing them at different parks and whatnot, and they've got a weird version of them. They're like these tricycle versions of that. At was it Irvine Regional Park has that in Orange County. They get these weird sort of like tricycle floaty boat things. They're bizarre.
Have anybody been on a kind of what you were talking about in a beach?
Oh, a paddle boat on the beach, like in the waves and stuff.
No, when it's calm.
Oh, okay. By somewhere on a body water,
like in the bay or something where it's calmer.
Yeah. Sometimes you have like rental spots, like at inlets and stuff like that, where I've
seen that. I've seen it a lot. Yeah. I've seen something like that.
It's always a rental
like that. And I'm saying, what are they doing here in a beach doing this? And this would be in the lake.
One of the things I did want to try and do was those what is it? Windsurfing.
Windsurfing. Okay. Yeah.
That looked like it was a lot of fun. I think I might have to try that sometime.
But you need a wetsuit first. Gotta have a wetsuit.
Need it.
Before you even start anything, wetsuit must go on. Then you're sitting there with the thing blowing, and there goes the sail, and then you start going. Oh, you'd have ball doing that.
It's that easy.
It's that easy.
Have you done it, Uncle? You've done it, Uncle?
No, but I've watched people. They were at the beach again doing this. And I've seen these things up in the air. They're on top of the thing and doing that, what you're mentioning, Sunshine, and running and running and running. And, man, do they move. It goes faster than one of those, Cognac thing. Because it takes the wind from it, and the wind takes off. And the wind...
It's powered by nature.
Yeah. Powered by nature. And it takes it, and that's how you drive it.
Yeah.
I think there's a steering thing in it, though. If I'm not mistaken. I think there might be a steering.
Well, you kind of like move the sail around to steer, I think. I've never done that one myself either. Yeah. I thought you were going to say hang gliding for a second there, Sunshine.
Yeah. That would be a fun thing to do, too.
Hang gliding. Now, there's something.
That seems pretty cool.
Yeah, see, I would like to jump out of an airplane, too.
Yes, skydiving. Yeah, that appeals to me as well. Yeah, definitely. It doesn't seem scary at all.
But didn't do that one thing one time on a rope up on the air. What was that?
Tightrope walk? Are you talking about bungee jumping?
No, it was running down on a skater, and we were sitting. Or was it?
Is it like a gondola, like a ski?
Oh no! Are you talking about like a where you go through the trees?
Yeah.
A zip line.
Zip line. Yeah. That's fun too.
We've done that.
Uncle and I have done that one before.
That's a great one.
Zip line.
That's fun.
That's what it was.
The thing about the zip line, though, was I actually think I enjoyed standing. I mean, I liked the zip line part of it, too. I was fearless, totally jumping off and all that good stuff. But you kind of have to pay attention to, like, the next platform. So, when to, like, kind of put the brakes on a little bit. But I really enjoyed it. You can't look around at the tree canopy when you're flying through it on the zip line because you're paying so much attention to where you got to end up. So I really enjoyed just standing up on a platform up in the tops of the trees so I could look around and just enjoy that moment too. Sway with the wind and the tree kind of on the platform. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So many fun action sports and weird sort of recreational. I don't know, what do you call these? Recreational activities or something?
Exactly. Enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah, outdoor things.
Outdoors. Ever seen that movie?
The Great Outdoors. Yes.
Well, there you go. You're doing it. You're saying it.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about.
So the grand finale, I just have to say this before the show ends. My grand finale of my trip was My brother lives at the Grand Canyon up in the village there, so I got to stay with him for a few days. And the last day, we went on an airplane tour over the Grand Canyon, and it was amazing.
Cool. Airplane. What kind of airplane are we talking about?
A little 8-seater airplane tour over the Grand Canyon. And I'll tell you, so you can't really, he lives on the South Rim, so you can't, there's only a couple little places that you get a teeny little peek of the Colorado River. But up in the plane, of course, you can see the river very clearly. What I didn't know was that there's the little Colorado that goes into the big Colorado. And the little Colorado happened to be this bright, bright blue turquoise color. It was so amazing and so beautiful. Definitely a great finale to my trip.
Nice. That was just before you got back out here again, huh?
Yeah.
Last day.
Cool.
Sound like.
Yeah, I love the van idea. That's really cool, traveling around in a van like that. I'm into that idea. Anything else you want to share before we get going here, Sunshine? It's great to talk to you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys. It was really great to talk to you, too. And I really enjoyed your tea segment. And I'm sure I'll jump on again some other time, let you know about my next adventures.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all take care.
You too, Sunshine.
You too.
We'll talk to you next time.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, there she goes, Uncle. Sunshine.
Nice lady.
Yeah,
I
great.
gotta meet her. I gotta meet this one.
Yeah, I know we should. I mean, we live so close. We have to get that going. But yeah, always great to have her on the show here. And man, it's been quite the show tonight. We've had a lot of.
I had two again.
Yeah, two.
I had two again.
Two guests on the show.
Two
Pretty
guests
exciting.
on the show.
Uh-huh.
What was the final thing he was going to say?
The
Chuck?
final thing that Chuck was going to say?
He said there was a surprise from the last minute of the show.
Oh, it was Sunshine. Sunshine.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah, it was Sunshine, because you're always asking me, where's Sunshine, right? So
yeah. I was thinking of something else, but
maybe another surprise another time, Uncle. I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah. Okay, that's okay. I thought there was gonna be a surprise.
Oh yeah. There's lots of twists and turns and excitement.
Well, we've been talking. It was something about electric car. Now we're back to the electric man again.
Okay, what about it?
Your little guy was asking about electric for lemons.
He wants to make a lemon battery. Yes.
Man, I like to know
As an
how
experiment.
these things go.
I guess we'll find out. We're going to do the lemon battery experiment with him.
I'd like to know how that goes.
I've never done one. It has to do with the acid, I'm sure. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but
we'll find out. The
out.
car man would.
You can do it with a potato too, Uncle. And as a matter of fact, if Aaron wanted to do something really crazy, he could look up what they call an earth battery, which is driving two different types of rods into the ground, and you literally can create something that generates an electrical charge from the earth itself.
Wow. Take that, Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk. He's got to figure something out with these electric cars.
He should just put two giant rods in the ground and start powering cars with that. Why can't we do that?
Do something, because
why can't we?
This house is constantly with electric. I don't know why, but it's an electric house in this house.
We like electricity.
I know.
Okay?
We didn't like that over the gasoline.
Sorry.
I don't need the gas. Throw the gasoline people out of the business.
Toss it out. We're done with
we
it.
were just talking about that.
We got the wind of the windsurfing. I mean, you got that. We got these batteries made out of lemons and the earth, for goodness sake. We've got the electric cars to a lesser extent. I mean, forget all that other stuff.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other opportunities here. Alternative energy, as they say.
Yeah.
Uncle, you want to give any shout-outs before we go?
To the regulars, and a special one to the beef people and a friend down in that visitor we had here.
The visitor we had here?
Well, Ron and Denise.
Oh, okay.
A shout out to you two.
There you go.
Sending to know how they are doing.
Okay.
Shout out to them.
Okay. I'm going to give a shout out to Creative Accidents again. Thank you for the tea. What an amazing gift. Awesome to get the mail and this tea and getting us in touch with Chris and having him on the show. It's great to have Chris on the show. So I'll give a shout out to the Path of Tea as well. And shout out to Ed, who called us last week. Ed sent us all sorts of stuff. I went to the mailbox, he sent us all these great things. He sent us a donation. So thank you, Ed, for the mail.
Oh, that's his picture.
Thank you, everybody, for just listening and for supporting us like this. It's got a lot of exciting things going on here.
Oh, and also, thank you for giving the penny for 1 penny result.
Thank you for the penny.
The penny result, whatever you can, what you ask for. What's that?
Donations? Oh, you're talking about Patreon.
Patreon.
Thank you for Patreon supporters. Thank you.
Right.
Patreon.com/Aaron Franz. Yeah. Uncle the Podcast is not up yet, but it will be.
Oh, how long is that going?
I've got the main website up, which I'm going to link into the Uncle the Podcast. I will have the Uncle the Podcast URL up so that it goes to that, and you'll be able to easily subscribe to the show and listen to the latest episodes and get little news that we post on the website. So that's coming soon. So yeah, look for that. Uncle the Podcast down now, but coming soon, coming back soon, I should say. And we always have our Twitter and Instagram at Uncle Podcast. So follow us there. Thank you. Anybody who's found the show, who started listening to the show via finding it on Twitter or Instagram, let us know, because I'd like to know if that's happened at all. So if it has, send us an email or send us a message on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, or call into the show one week. I'd love to just hear that, just so we know.
And how are we doing on the packages?
I need to do my mail day. I haven't done my mail day.
I sent some out to Sunshine Tea.
I know. I need to do that. I know.
I'm just giving you reminders.
I hear you. I haven't done it. There's a lot of things I haven't done. We'll get to them.
Also, just a quick shout out to Johannes, who called in during my show and has picked up on the Age of Transitions, Uncle, and also Popcorn Politics through Ocelli.com. And nice. Is pleased. Now, he's a guy who lives, on the border of I forget which country it is, but he's like in Holland, basically, on the border,
cool.
Germany and I think near Denmark. I gotta take a look at the map really to figure it out. But anyway, a guy who listens over there. He loves English speaking media. But remember, I've said to you many times, who is this listening to us in Germany? It's him, Johannes, who called in to my show earlier. So he also catches Uncle and stuff like that, but usually through the podcast, because it's 4 a.m. over there right now. Yeah. So, just saying. But he'll hear this later, and just a shout out to him.
Cool. So he's in the Netherlands or he's in Germany?
No, he's in the Netherlands, but it's in a weird border spot.
Know my new Revolution stories?
Well, he's gotten familiar with your show through my website. That's what I'm saying.
So he does know my new Revolution
So
show.
Johannes, or I'm going to say that wrong. Johannes, join us for Uncle's New Year's Revolution this coming New Year's, on New Year's Eve. Call into that. That'd be great to have you. If you're able to swing that, we'll do it from, 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
So. And then we go through the process of Happy New Year's to
everybody in America, but he actually has unlimited calling to the U.S., so you could get him. He's a really cool caller. First time I've heard from him directly. I've emailed with him before and stuff like that, but he's definitely heard your show through my site, just saying. And I'm always happy to hear about that, by the way, too, guys. If you first discovered Uncle and Aaron through my website, please let us know. I'll pass it along to Aaron as well, because he loves hearing about where things were discovered. And Uncle always loves to know about listeners around the world. So feel free to email me.
Because I like to listen to the voices. The talk.
Love the voices.
The voice different.
Oh yeah, no, I'd love to hear you and Johannes talk, and it would be great.
I know.
So, just saying, and you know what? It could be on the Revolution this year when he gets to talk to you, because that would make sense. It would be early morning for him.
Okay,
but
all right.
I can see that.
So throwing that out there, Johannes, just plan ahead, and we'd love to have you on there. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to have as many people as we can on that show, so that'd be great.
And a double shout out to Creative Accidents because he also got me some tea, so thank you, sir.
Yeah. Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Great tea. Great tea. I love this stuff.
Very
Really
good.
Delicious. But Uncle, that's the show for tonight. What
That's
else?
it.
What else you got?
184 is down. Well, getting up there, people. We're climbing.
We're there. We're glad to have you with us. We'll see you
thank
next
for having
time.
us, and that happens. Thank you for having us. All right.
Yep. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. And I got to say goodbye because no music.